Ever dreamt of finding a penny worth millions? Well, today we're diving deep into the world of rare coins, focusing on the elusive 1984 D. Lincoln penny. There's been buzz about one fetching a whopping $2.5 million. But before you start emptying your piggy banks, let's sift through the facts and fiction together. First things first, let's get acquainted with our star, the 1984 D. Lincoln cent minted in Denver. These pennies are pretty common. But as with any coin, certain anomalies can skyrocket their value. So, what makes a penny go from pocket change to life-changing? Historically, pennies like the 1909 SVDB and the 1943 copper cent have fetched high prices due to their rarity and unique features. For instance, the 1909 SVB had a limited mintage of just 484,000, making it a key date for collectors. Now, about that $2.5 million 1984 D penny, let's pump the brakes. While certain errors like double dies or off-metal strikes can increase a coin's value, there's no verified sale of a 1984 D penny reaching such astronomical figures. It's essential to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism. So what should you look for? Here are key factors that can boost a coin's worth. Fewer coins minted or surviving equals higher value. Coins in mint or near mint condition are prized. Mistakes during minting, like double dies or wrong planchets, can be gold mines. Historical significance. Coins from notable years or events attract attention. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon a 1955 double die penny in my grandfather's old collection. At first glance, it looked ordinary, but upon closer inspection, the doubling on the obverse was unmistakable. That tiny detail turned a simple cent into a treasure worth thousands. It was a thrilling reminder that these gems can be hiding in plain sight. Familiarize yourself with key dates and errors. Resources like the Red Book are invaluable. Always check your pocket change. You never know what might turn up. Join coin clubs. Engaging with fellow enthusiasts can provide insights and keep you updated on market trends. These events offer opportunities to see rare coins and learn from experts. Remember, while the dream of finding $1 million penny is enticing, the true joy lies in the hunt and the stories behind each coin. So, keep your eyes sharp and your hopes high. Thanks for joining me on this numismatic journey. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more tips on coins worth money, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Share your coin finds in the comments below. I can't wait to hear your stories. All right, folks, I hope you're sitting down for this one, because today we're talking about a penny that could be worth a house. A big house. A mansion. That's right, the 1988 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that has collectors buzzing with excitement, because one of these bad boys has been valued at a staggering $2.60 million. Wait a minute, I got a whole jar of pennies sitting in my kitchen. Could I be rich and not even know it? And that, my friend, is exactly why you need to watch this video till the end, because I'm about to break down everything you need to know about this rare and valuable penny, how to spot it, why it's worth so much, and how you might just strike it rich without even leaving your house. And stick around, because I've got a wild personal story about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin and didn't even realize it. Spoiler alert, it still haunts me. So, first things first, what makes this 1988 Lincoln penny so special? At first glance, it looks like any regular old penny you'd find under your couch cushions. But there's a huge difference. This penny has no mint mark. That means it was supposed to have a little letter under the date, like D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But for some reason, it doesn't. This particular penny has a very specific error. A transitional design mix-up where the lettering style on the reverse, that's the back of the coin, is actually from 1989 instead of 1988. Oops. Basically, someone at the US Mint messed up big time. And when the Mint makes a mistake, collectors go crazy. Now, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. The money. This coin originally started making waves in the collecting world when experts discovered its unique mistake. Over the years, its value has steadily climbed as more and more collectors realize just how rare it is. The current estimated market value of a pristine, top-condition 1988 no-mint mark penny is a jaw-dropping $2.60 million. Let me say that again for the people in the back. $2.6 million. For a penny. That's a life-changing amount of money for something most people wouldn't think twice about spending on a piece of gum out, of course. Condition is everything. A worn-out version won't fetch millions, but even a circulated one could still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. All right, now for the part where you go digging through every penny you've ever touched. Flip the penny over and check under the year 1988. If there's no D or S there, you might have a winner. This is trickier, but the FG initials on the reverse, near the Lincoln Memorial, should match the 1989 style, not 1988. The better the shape, the higher the value. If it's all scratched up or corroded, it won't fetch top dollar if you think you got one. Take it to a professional coin grader, because you do not want to accidentally spend a multi-million-dollar penny on a cup of coffee. Speaking of that, let me tell you about the time I almost made a huge mistake that a few years ago. I was going through some old coins and found what I thought was just a regular, beat-up penny. I tossed it in a jar without thinking twice. A few weeks later, I heard about a rare coin that looked exactly like the one I had. But by the time I went back to check, that jar was gone. Turns out my wife had taken to the bank and cashed it in for face value. That's right, I may have had a coin worth thousands of dollars, and it ended up back in circulation. Somewhere out there, someone got incredibly lucky. And I learned a valuable lesson. Always check your change. 1. Never underestimate the power of a single penny. 2. Always check your spare change. You never know what might be hiding in there. And 3. Don't make my mistake. Hold on to those interesting-looking coins until you're 100% sure they're not valuable. Now, before you run off to dig through your coin stash, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more coin collecting tips, rare finds, and money-making strategies coming your way. And who knows? The next coin we talk about might just be the one sitting in your pocket, waiting to make you a fortune. Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, grab your magnifying glasses and put on your detective hats, because today we're diving deep into the world of rare pennies. Specifically, the elusive 2005 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny that's been making headlines with its staggering $2.7 million price tag. Yes, you heard that right. Millions for a single cent. So, let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. First things first, let's clarify what we mean by no mint mark. In the US, coins are typically stamped with a letter indicating where they were minted. P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and so on. However, coins minted in Philadelphia often lack a mint mark altogether. So, a 2005 penny without a mint mark isn't unusual in itself. But what makes this particular penny so special? The buzz around the 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny fetching $2.7 million is, unfortunately, more myth than reality. While certain rare pennies, like the 1943 copper wheat penny or the 1909 SVB penny, have fetched high prices due to their rarity and historical significance, the 2005 no-mint mark penny doesn't fall into this category. In fact, recent reports highlight that some Lincoln pennies, such as the 1969 double-die penny, have been valued at nearly $40,000 due to unique minting errors. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon an old jar of coins in my grandparents' attic. Among the dusty nickels and dimes was a shiny penny that caught my eye, a 2005 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. My heart raced as I recalled rumors of rare pennies being worth a fortune. Dreams of early retirement flashed before my eyes. But after some research and a visit to a local coin appraiser, I learned that while my penny was a nice keepsake, it wasn't going to fund my dream vacation. It was a fun adventure and a great lesson in the importance of verifying facts before getting carried away.so. How can you tell if you've got a penny worth more than its face value? Certain years and mint locations produced fewer coins, making them rarer. For example, the 1909 SVB penny had a limited mintage of 484,000, making it highly minting mistakes can make coins valuable. The 1955 double-die penny, where the date appears twice due to a die error, is a famous example. Coins in pristine condition, known as mint state, are worth more than those that are worn and weathered. Resources like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, can provide detailed information on coin values and grading. While the tale of the $2.7 million 2005 no-mint mark penny is more fiction than fact, the world of coin collecting is filled with genuine treasures waiting to be discovered. So, next time you find a penny in your pocket, take a closer look. You might just have a piece of history in your hands. And if you're eager to learn more about coins worth money and how to spot them, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's uncover the hidden gems in our change together. All right, folks, let me ask you a question. Have you ever had a penny in your pocket and thought, man, I wish this thing was worth millions? Well, what if I told you that the 1979 D. Lincoln penny floating around out there worth a jaw-dropping $2.8 million? Yeah, you heard me right. Not $2.80, $2,800,000. And before you go running to check under your couch cushions, let me tell you a little story that a while back I was at a coin show, doing my usual rounds, chatting with collectors, and hunting for hidden gems. This old-timer, let's call him Joe, comes up to me and says, "You ever hear about the 1979 D penny that's worth millions?" Now, I've been in this game for a while, but even I had to do a double take. I thought he was pulling my leg. Turns out Joe wasn't joking. Someone out there found this rare penny, and it's making waves in the coin world. So what makes it so valuable? Could you have one sitting in your piggy bank right now? And if so, how do you cash in? Stick with me, because we're about to break it all down. First, let's talk about what makes the 1979 D. Lincoln penny so special. It all comes down to an incredibly rare minting error. Now, errors happen at the US Mint all the time, but this is next-level stuff. Somehow, a batch of 1979 D pennies was struck on the wrong type of planchet, the metal disc that becomes the coin. Instead of the usual copper-plated zinc composition, these pennies were struck on a solid copper planchet, left over from 1978. That's right, this penny wasn't even supposed to exist, but a few managed to slip through, and today they're some of the rarest modern Lincoln cents ever found. Now, you might be wondering, okay, but how do I know if I have one? A normal 1979 D penny weighs 2.5 grams, but this error coin weighs 3.1 grams because it's solid copper. So, grab a scale and check. A regular penny makes a clink sound when dropped on a hard surface, but a solid copper penny has a slightly different ring to it. While regular 1979 D pennies can look dull or even slightly zinc-like over time, these rare ones have a richer, more golden red tone. And here's where things get really interesting. One of these pennies was recently sold at auction for a staggering $2.8 million. Imagine finding a penny on the ground and realizing it's worth more than a mansion. That's the kind of life-changing discovery we're talking about here. The odds of finding one are slim. We're talking about a handful of known examples. But people are still finding rare coins in their spare change, and that's why it pays, literally, to check your pennies. And even if you don't find this exact coin, there are plenty of other 1979 pennies worth good money, such as these can sell for hundreds of dollars if in pristine condition. Some 1979 pennies have noticeable doubling on the date or mint mark, which can also be valuable.so. The next time you get a handful of pennies from the store, don't just toss them in a jar. Take a minute to check them. You never know when you might hit the jackpot. All right, folks, we've covered a lot today. We talked about the 1979 D. Lincoln penny that sold for $2.8 million, why it's so rare, how to spot one, and why checking your change could lead to a life-changing discovery. And if you're thinking, man, I got to start looking at my coins more closely, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got more tips, coin collecting strategies, and stories that could help you turn spare change into serious cash. All right, folks, let me ask you something. Have you ever found a penny on the ground, picked it up, and thought, hey, free money? Well, what if I told you that one little penny, just like the one in your pocket, could be worth $2.9 million? Yeah, you heard me right. We're talking about the legendary 1968 D. Lincoln penny with a doubled mint mark. Now, before you go dumping out your piggy banks and flipping over couch cushions, stick with me because we're diving deep into what makes this penny so valuable, how to spot one, and whether you might just have a jackpot sitting in your coin jar. And trust me, by the end of this, You're going to be inspecting every penny like a detective on a crime scene. That if you love discovering coins worth real money, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on my next find. Who knows? Your next coin might just buy you a house. The mystery of the 1968 D penny, right? So what's the deal with this penny? The 1968 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver, which is why it has that little D mint mark onto the year. But here's where it gets interesting. The mint mark is doubled. That means the D was stamped twice, creating a shadow effect that's actually a major minting error. Now, you might be thinking, big deal, it's just a little extra D. But in the coin world, errors like this are gold. Well, copper in this case. This doubling happened because of a mistake at the mint, and only a handful of these pennies have ever been found. The scarcity, combined with collector demand, is what makes this bad boy worth a jaw-dropping $2.9 million today. How do you know if you have one of these million-dollar mistakes? Well, grab a magnifying glass, or let's be real, just zoom in with your phone. Take a close look at the D mint mark under the date. If you see what looks like a second, slightly offset D right next to it, you might be holding a fortune. The coin should be from 1968 and have a D mint mark. The doubling should only be on the mint mark, not the rest of the design. The condition matters. A shinier, well-preserved coin could be worth more. Now, if you spot something that looks suspicious, don't go spending it just yet. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service. Trust me, you don't want to be the guy who spends a $2.9 million penny on a soda. All right, let me tell you a quick story. Years ago, before I knew much about rare coins, I had this old jar of pennies. One day, I was short on change at the gas station, so I dug through it and grabbed a handful of coins, including this one older-looking penny. Didn't think twice about it. Paid for my soda and went on with my day. I started getting into coin collecting and learning about rare pennies. One night, I'm reading about a rare 1972 double die penny worth thousands, and it hits me. That penny I spent, it looked just like the one in the article. I drove all the way back to that gas station just hoping that penny was still in the register. Of course, it was long gone, probably sitting in someone else's collection right now, making them rich. Lesson learned. Always check your change. So, you might be wondering, why is this penny worth $2.9 million? Well, it all comes down to supply and demand. Coin collectors are always on the hunt for rare errors, and the 1968 D double mint mark is one of the rarest. Because only a few exist, auction prices have skyrocketed over the years. A 1968 D penny in really nice condition, maybe $10 to $1.20. A certified 1968 D double mint mark penny? We're talking millions. If you find one, don't just throw it up on eBay for a quick buck. Get it graded, auction it off, and retire early. All right, let's wrap this up. By now, you know what to look for, where to check, and why this penny is making people rich. Now it's your turn. Go through your change, dig through old jars, and start hunting. And if you want more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and hidden treasures in your pocket, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got tons of crazy coin stories, and you don't want to miss the next big find. So what do you think? Have you ever found a rare coin? Let me know in the comments. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change, and BM, you pull out a penny. But not just any penny. This little copper beauty could be worth $1 million. That's right. Today we're talking about the legendary 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin so rare that if you find one, you might just be able to retire early. Come on, a penny worth $1 million? But trust me, you'll want to hear the details on this one. And stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to check your change for hidden treasures. Who knows? You might have a life-changing penny sitting in your pocket right now. So, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's dive into the wild world of rare coins. What makes this coin so valuable? Well, most pennies from 1989 have a little letter under the date. D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But every now and then, a mistake happens at the US Mint, and a few coins slip through without a mint mark. Now, normally, this wouldn't be a huge deal. But the 1989 no mint mark penny is different. It's so rare that collectors are willing to pay top dollar, or in this case, $1 million, for one in pristine condition. Here's where it gets interesting. Back in the 80s, the US Mint was churning out coins like crazy. Somehow, during production, a small batch of Lincoln pennies missed the mint mark engraving process. It's kind of like making a batch of cookies and realizing you forgot to add sugar. Except in this case, the mistake made the penny insanely valuable. Collectors speculate that this error happened in Philadelphia, where pennies usually don't have a mint mark. But this particular 1989 no mint mark penny was struck with a unique die, making it one of a kind. Recently, at an exclusive coin auction, a mint condition 1989 no mint mark penny sold for a jaw-dropping $1 million. Yes, $1 million for a single penny. But before you start cashing your piggy bank, let me break it down for you. Near perfect condition MS65 to MS69 could still fetch hundreds of thousands, maybe worth a few thousand. Even if your penny isn't in perfect shape, it could still be worth enough to pay off a few bills or at least buy you a nice steak dinner. All right, time to put your detective hat on. Because squinting doesn't count as coin authentication. If it says 1989 and doesn't have a D or S under it, you're onto something. The shinier, the better. If it looks like it's been run over by a truck, well, it might not be worth $1 million. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PeaceGS or NGC. They'll give you the official verdict. Now, let me tell you a little story about how I almost hit the jackpot. Almost being the key word. At a few years back, I was going through my old coin jar. I found a 1989 penny with no mint mark, and my heart nearly stopped. I was already planning my dream vacation, Hawaii, first-class tickets, the whole works. Then I took it to a local coin dealer. He pulled out his magnifying glass, studied it carefully, and then burst out laughing. Turns out, I had a regular 1989 Philadelphia penny. No rare error, no $1 million payday, just a plain OL penny. Always double-check your coins. You never know when you might actually strike gold, or in this case, copper.so. There you have it, the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny. One of the rarest and most valuable modern pennies out there. If you've got one in top condition, you could be sitting on a fortune. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more coin hunting tips. Drop a comment if you've ever found a valuable. Let's hear your stories. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs. It really helps the channel grow. Remember, folks, always check your change. You never know when a tiny, ordinary-looking penny could be worth a life-changing amount of money. Have you ever tossed a penny aside, thinking it's just a worthless piece of copper? Well, what if I told you that a 1973 D. Lincoln penny could be worth a life-changing $1.1 million? Yep, a single penny. That's more than a brand new Ferrari, a house, or enough fishing gear to last you a lifetime. Small? A penny? But listen, people have literally found rare coins in their pocket change and walked away with a fortune. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly why this 1973 D penny is so valuable, how you can spot one, and where to sell it if you hit the jackpot. Before we dive in, let me share a quick story that proves just how easy it is to overlook valuable coins, and how I learned my lesson the hard way. That a few years back, I was at a gas station. I got some change back. I noticed a weird-looking penny. Something about the color and texture seemed off. But I was in a rush, so I just tossed it in my cup holder and forgot about it. I'm a coin shop, chatting with a collector, and he starts talking about a rare off-metal error penny worth thousands. I suddenly remember that weird penny I had, but when I checked my car, it was gone. Probably spent it on a vending machine snack. To this day, I wonder if I gave away a small fortune for a bag of chips. And that's why I always check my change now, because you never know when $1 million penny could be staring you in the face. All right, let's get into what makes the 1973 D. Lincoln penny so special, and how you can find one that this isn't just any 1973 D penny. The one that hit that jaw-dropping price tag is an error coin, meaning something went very, very wrong at the US Mint, that a few 1973 D pennies were accidentally struck on a leftover 90% silver planchet from 1972. That's right, while pennies were supposed to be made of copper, these few were printed on silver dimes by mistake. The result? A super rare coin that collectors go absolutely wild for. How to spot the rare 1973 D silver penny. If you think you've got a 1973 D penny, here's how to check if it's a jackpot coin. A real copper penny won't stick to a magnet, but a silver one might give off a slight, pulled out a regular 1973. D penny weighs 3.11 grams, but a silver one is 2.5 grams. You'll need a scale that measures to the hundredth of a gram. Copper pennies turn brown over time. If you're 1973, D penny looks silver or has a weird grayish tint. It's time to investigate. Sound test. Drop it on a table. A copper penny makes a dull thud, while a silver one has a high A confirmed 1973 D silver penny sold for $1.1 million at auction. Even if your penny isn't silver, high grade 1973, D pennies can still fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars. Coins with errors like off-center strikes, double dies, or die cracks can also be worth big money. If you think you've got one of these rare pennies, don't just throw it on eBay for $5. Get it authenticated by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. But don't take the first offer you get. Check auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, where serious collectors bid big money. So, next time you find a 1973 D Lincoln penny, don't just toss it in a jar. You might be holding $1 million mistake. Or at least made you check your pockets. Hit that subscribe button. I drop videos all the time about rare coins, hidden treasures, and smart collecting strategies. Who knows? The next video might help you find another $1 million coin. All right, folks, have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, yeah, not worth bending over for? Well, after today's video, you might just start diving under vending machines looking for change. Because we're talking about a tiny copper coin that could be worth, are you ready for this? $1.2 million. That's right, a 1988 Lincoln penny with a rare mint mark variety that has collectors going absolutely nuts. $1 million for a penny? You gotta be kidding me. But stick around, because I'll break down exactly what makes this coin so valuable, how you can check your own change for one, and why some people are cashing in big time. Plus, I'll tell you about a time I almost threw away a valuable coin myself. Let's just say I learned my lesson the hard way. So, grab your coffee, get comfy, and let's talk about how a single penny can change your life. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. The 1988 Lincoln penny is pretty common. Billions of them were made. So why in the world would one be worth over $1 million? The answer lies in a tiny detail that most people overlook. It all comes down to the mint mark and a little engraving mistake at the U.S. Mint. In 1988, the Philadelphia and Denver mints used two different dies to stamp the date and mint mark on pennies. And here's where it gets interesting, some 1988 pennies were accidentally struck with a 1989 design for the mint mark area. Now, you might be wondering, how do I even tell the difference? Great question. How to spot the rare 1988 penny worth $1.20 million if you got a 1988 penny? You need to check two things. Look closely at the S or D mint mark under the date. The rare version has the 1989 style mint mark instead of the standard 1988 version. The difference is subtle but important. On the reverse, tails side, near the Lincoln Memorial, there are small initials FG for Frank Gasparo, the designer. The rare ones have a slightly different font shape, proving they were struck with a 1989 die. These errors were discovered years later, and once collectors caught on, the value of these pennies skyrocketed. One sold for over $1 million, and others have been fetching 5- and 6-figure prices ever since. Now, if you find one of these rare 1988 pennies, don't expect to get $1 million right away. The top dollar sales go to coins in perfect, uncirculated condition. But even circulated versions can sell for thousands. So, even if yours isn't in museum-level condition, you could still make enough to pay off some bills, take a vacation, or buy a whole lot of tacos. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable penny. A few years ago, I was rolling up spare change to take to the bank. I had a massive pile of pennies, probably a couple $100 worth. I was halfway through rolling them when I noticed one looked weird. The mint mark just didn't seem right, that I almost ignored it, but something told me to check. So I grabbed my magnifying glass, did a little research, and sure enough, it was a rare variety worth over $2,000. I about fell out of my chair. Always check your change, because that one penny I almost rolled up at the rest could have ended up in a Coinstar machine instead of in my pocket. The 1988 penny could be worth over $1.20 million. Check the mint mark and FG initials to see if you have the rare variety. Even lower grade can sell for thousands, so don't ignore your pennies. Now, here's what you got to do next. Go check your change, dig through your penny jar, raid the couch cushions, and check those old piggy banks. You never know. You could be sitting on a small fortune. And hey, if you found this helpful and want to learn more about coins worth serious money, hit that subscribe button. I post videos every week showing you how to find valuable coins, how to sell them for top dollar, and strategies to grow your collection to SO before you spend another penny. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your car's cup holder, looking for some loose change to pay for a coffee, and BM, you find a regular-looking penny. Nothing special. But what if I told you that penny could be worth $1.80 million? Yep, I'm talking about the elusive 2001 no mint Mark Lincoln penny, a tiny little copper-coated wonder that could change your life. Sounds crazy, right? A penny worth more than a mansion? But here's the deal. This is no ordinary penny. Today, I'm breaking down why this coin is so valuable, how to spot one, and where to sell it if you hit the jackpot. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might be sprinting to your coin jar faster than a kid to the ice cream truck. And hey, if you love coins worth crazy money, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I got plenty more treasure hunting secrets coming your way. So, how did a humble 2001 Lincoln penny end up being worth more than a Ferrari? Here's where it gets interesting. This particular penny was struck without a mint mark, meaning it's missing that little D or P that tells you where it was made. Normally, no big deal, right? But in this rare case, something unusual happened at the mint. Possibly an error, possibly a test strike that somehow escaped into circulation. Now, these aren't just any missing mint mark pennies. There's a specific variety with a unique doubling effect that experts believe makes it one of the rarest error coins in U.S. history. And that's why it's fetching nearly $2 million at auction. Now, before you go dumping your penny jar onto the kitchen table, let's talk key details. Look just under the date on the penny. If there's no P or D, you might have something special. Grab a magnifying glass or use your phone zoom. The rarest version of this coin has a slight doubling effect, especially on Lincoln's face and the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." Condition matters. A high-grade version of this penny is what brings in the big bucks. If it's scratched up or worn down, it might still be worth something, but not $1.80 million now. If you find one that checks these boxes, do not spend it. Seriously, don't be that guy who accidentally buys a pack of gum with a $1 million coin. Instead, you want to get professionally graded and authenticated ASAP. Back in the day, before I knew what I was doing with coin collecting, I had a jar full of old pennies. One day, I was going through them, and I found a 1992 penny with a weird-looking close AM on the back. I thought, neat, but didn't think much of it. I took it to the bank and cashed in the whole jar for face value. Want to guess what I found out later? That 1992 close AM penny was worth over $20,000. $20,000. And I had just given it away for a measly 50 cents. Lesson learned. Always check your change before you cash it in. Let's say you strike gold. What do you cash in? Here's where you can sell a rare 2001 no mint Mark Lincoln penny. Heritage auctions and Stacks Bowers are the big league for high-value coins. Online marketplaces, eBay, but only if you've had it authenticated by PCGS or NGC. A reputable dealer can help you get top dollar. But remember, don't clean your coin. Collectors want them in their natural state, so scrubbing it with soap and water could drop the value big time. But a 2001 no mint Mark Lincoln penny just sold for $1.8 million. And there could be more out there waiting to be found. It's got no mint mark, possible doubling, and could be sitting in your pocket right now. What's the coolest coin you've ever found in your change? Drop it in the comments below. And if you're serious about finding coins worth big money, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next video. You're digging through some loose change in your car, looking for a few cents to cover that extra bit of tax on your coffee. In BM, you spot an ordinary-looking penny. No big deal, right? Except, what if I told you that very penny could be worth a staggering $1.90 million? Yeah, you heard me right. A simple 1994 Lincoln penny, no mint mark, and boom, life-changing money. This isn't some fairy tale or a collector's myth. It's real. And today, we're diving deep into why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how you might have one hiding in your couch cushions right now. And hey, if you've ever thought, It's just a penny, who cares? Well, by the end of this video, you might just start checking every single one you find. Trust me, I learned it the hard way. All right, let's break this down step by step. First, what exactly is a 1994 no mint Mark Lincoln penny, and why is it making collectors lose their minds? The 1994 Lincoln penny was supposed to have been minted at either Philadelphia, which usually is no mint mark, Denver with a D, or San Francisco with an S for proof coins. But the one we're talking about? This bad boy was minted completely by mistake, a freak accident in the world of coin production. Somehow, a tiny batch of these pennies was struck with an ultra-rare minting error, making them incredibly scarce. Think about it. There are billions of pennies out there, but this particular error is so rare that only a handful have been found. And collectors? They're willing to pay ridiculous amounts to get their hands on one. Now, don't get confused. Most pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, but this one has specific characteristics we'll get into. These rare pennies were struck on a slightly different planchet, making them weigh just a fraction off from regular pennies. A scale is your best friend here. Some of these coins also have doubling in the lettering or a slight off-center strike. That's extra bonus money right there. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost had a heart attack over a penny. A few years ago, I was going through a jar of coins, the one everyone is sitting in their kitchen. I came across a 1994 penny with no mint mark, and my heart skipped a beat that I grabbed my magnifying glass, checked it against online photos, and started calculating all the ways I was going to spend my millions. First-class flights, a mansion, a lifetime supply of tacos, but then reality hit. Turns out, I had just a regular old Philly minted penny. No error, no rare planchet, nothing, just 1 cent. I sat there staring at it like it had personally betrayed me. The lesson? Always double check. And don't start planning your dream vacation until an expert confirms it. So, let's say you actually do find one of these rare 1994 pennies. What now? Don't just trust your eyes. Send it to a professional grading service like PeaceGS or NGC. Coins like this go for the big bucks at high-end auctions. That's where the serious collectors with deep pockets hang out. I know. You want it to look its best, but cleaning a coin actually lowers its value. Just leave it as is. So. Next time you get a penny in your change, don't just toss it aside. Take a second. Check it out. Because that 1 cent could be worth $1.9 million. And who wouldn't want to turn pocket change into a fortune? And hey, if you love learning about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button. I've got plenty more stories, tips, and coin hunting strategies coming your way. Who knows? Maybe your next find will be worth even more. All right, folks, imagine this. You're at the gas station, you drop some change, and a little copper coin rolls away. You barely give it second thought because, hey, it's just a penny, right? Wrong. That little coin could be worth $2 million. Yes, you heard me right. $2 million. Today, we're talking about the 2014 no mint Mark Lincoln penny that's sending collectors into a frenzy. How did this everyday coin turn into a millionaire maker? Could you have one sitting in your couch cushions? And most importantly, how do you cash in if you find one? Stick around because we're diving deep into all of that. Plus, I'll share a little story about a time I nearly threw away a valuable coin. I still have nightmares. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because I bring you the best insider tips on coins worth money every week. You don't want to miss out on the next big find. First off, let's break down why this penny is making headlines. In 2014, the Philadelphia Mint produced Lincoln pennies without a mint mark, as usual. Nothing new there. But here's the kicker. A tiny batch had a major error that sent their value skyrocketing. Some of these pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they weren't made with the typical copper-plated zinc composition. Instead, they were accidentally struck on older bronze planchets, left over from previous years. The difference, that tiny weight difference, makes all the difference in the world. If you have one of these rare error coins, congratulations. You just found yourself a ticket to a $2 million payday. Now, before you start emptying your piggy bank all over the floor, let's go over how to check if your 2014 penny is the one. If there's a little D or S under the year, sorry, buddy, no jackpot for you. But if it's blank, keep going. Grab a jeweler's scale or borrow one from Buddy. If your penny weighs 3.1 grams instead of 2.5 grams, you might be holding a fortune. The bronze version isn't magnetic. If it sticks to a magnet, it's a fake. The error pennies have a slightly different copper tone than regular 2014 pennies. If yours has a deep red or brown hue, that's another clue. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years back, I was going through my spare change, just casually tossing out the junk coins. Then, I noticed one looked a little different, an old wheat penny from 1943. I almost threw it in the coin jar, but something told me to check. Turns out, it was a rare steel penny worth hundreds of dollars. Ever since then, I check every penny before letting it go. Lesson learned, never underestimate pocket change. So, back to the 2014 no mint mark penny. How much is it worth today? If it's in average circulated condition, it might fetch a few hundred to a couple $1,000s. If it's in uncirculated condition, you're looking at six figures easy. The rarest, most pristine ones have sold at auction for up to $2 million. Imagine turning a 1-cent coin into life-changing money. Now, if you think you've got the real deal, here's what to do next. Send it to PCGS or NGC, the top coin grading services. They'll authenticate it and assign a grade, which determines its value. Big names like Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers specialize in rare coins and can get you top dollar. Trust me, they'll lowball you hard. You don't want to sell a $2 million coin for $200, right? Places like CoinTalk and the PCGS forums have expert collectors who can help confirm if you've struck gold, or, in this case, bronze. Check your change, weigh your pennies, and never take a small coin for granted. That 2014 Lincoln penny in your pocket could be worth millions. And wouldn't that be the greatest story to tell? If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about hidden gems in your pocket change, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I post weekly videos on coins worth money and smart coin collecting strategies, so you never miss out on the next big find. And hey, leave a comment below. What's the coolest or most valuable coin you've ever found? I'd love to hear your stories. All right, folks, imagine this. You're sorting through your pocket change, maybe grabbing a penny to scratch off a lottery ticket, and boom. You realize you're holding a rare 1968 Lincoln penny that could be worth over $2.1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? But guess what? It's real. Where we talk about coins worth money and how you might be sitting on a hidden fortune without even knowing it. Today, we're diving into the legendary 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny. A coin so rare and valuable that collectors would sell their grandmothers, okay, maybe just their car, to get their hands on one. And stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, where to find one, and how much collectors are actually paying for this ultra-rare penny.so. Why is this penny so valuable? Normally, pennies minted in Philadelphia don't have a mint mark, right? That's standard. But in 1968, the U.S. Mint was only supposed to produce Philadelphia pennies with a mint mark, meaning all pennies from that year should have a small D for Denver or S for San Francisco. But somewhere along the line, a few coins were struck without a mint mark, and that's where the magic happens. These coins were never meant to exist, making them incredibly rare. It's like finding a ticket to a concert that never happened, only way more valuable and way less disappointing. Theories are floating around about how this error occurred. Some say it was a simple mistake. A mint worker forgot to apply the mint mark punch to a batch of dies. Others believe it was intentional, a rare test strike that somehow made it into circulation. And speaking of weird mistakes, let me tell you about the time I accidentally spent a rare coin a few years ago. I was totally unaware of coin values. I found an old penny in my dad's drawer, thought, cool, this is probably worth like $1, and used it to buy a pack of gum. Fast forward a few weeks, I saw a video talking about a rare 1909 SVDB Lincoln cent, which, surprise, surprise, looked just like the penny I had spent that I checked with my dad. And yep, it was gone. I had literally chewed away hundreds of dollars at this. Oh yeah. Ever since then, I check every single coin before I spend it. And you should too, because what if that 1968 penny is sitting in your jar of spare change? Now, let's talk numbers. Recently, a verified 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny in pristine condition sold for $2.1 million at auction. And even if yours isn't in top condition, it could still fetch tens of thousands of dollars. Look for a 1968 penny with NO mint mark. If you see a D or S, it's not the one. Examine it under a magnifying glass. Small errors can mean big money. Get it authenticated. Take it to a professional grader like PCGS or NGC. Because if you do have one, you don't want to sell it for a few bucks at a flea market. Think again. These coins could be lurking in your old piggy bank, junk drawer, or even in an inherited coin collection from a relative. Check your grandparents' stash. They might unknowingly be sitting on a gold mine. The 1968 no mint mark Lincoln penny is one of the rarest and most valuable pennies out there, with a whopping $2.1 million price tag. It was a minting mistake, but one that turned into a collector's dream. Go dig through your change jar. Check those old penny rolls and see if you got a winner. If you do, well, let's just say you owe me a coffee. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on coins worth serious money and strategies to grow your collection. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments, what's the most valuable coin you've ever found? You're sifting through your pocket change, and suddenly, you stumble upon a penny worth a whopping $2.1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, let's dive into the fascinating world of the 2003 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and uncover the truth behind its legendary value, where we explore the hidden treasures jingling in your pockets. Today, we're tackling a tale that's been making the rounds. The elusive 2003 Lincoln penny without a mint mark, rumored to be worth millions. Is it fact or just a numismatic fairy tale? Grab your magnifying glasses and let's find out. First things first, let's talk about the 2003 Lincoln penny. These pennies were minted in Philadelphia, which traditionally doesn't use a mint mark on its coins. So, if you have a 2003 penny without a mint mark, congratulations. You have a standard issue from the city of brotherly love. But before you start planning your retirement, let's delve deeper. You might be wondering why all the buzz about this common coin. The numismatic world is filled with stories of rare coins fetching astronomical prices, like the 1909 SVB Lincoln cent, which had a mintage of only 484,000 and is considered a key date for collectors. Such tales often lead to misconceptions about other coins, including our 2003 penny. During World War II, pennies were made from steel to conserve copper. However, a few copper pennies from 1943 mistakenly entered circulation. One of these rarities fetched over $500,000 at auction. A minting error caused a noticeable doubling of the date and lettering. These coins can sell for tens of thousands of dollars, depending on their condition. Unlike these rare specimens, the 2003 no mint mark penny doesn't have any known errors or low mintage figures to boost its value. In fact, billions were produced, making it a common coin with a face value of, drumroll, please, 1 cent. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I found a shiny penny from 2003 and thought, could this be the jackpot? I rushed to my local coin dealer, heart pounding with excitement. He took one look and said, nice penny, worth exactly 1 cent. We had a good laugh, and I walked away with a newfound appreciation for coin collecting and a reminder to do my homework. So, what's the moral of the story? Not every old or unusual coin is a hidden treasure. The value comes from rarity, demand, and unique characteristics. While the 2003 no mint mark Lincoln penny won't fund your next vacation, it's a testament to the rich history and stories behind every coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of pennies and want to uncover more coin secrets, hit that subscribe button. Join us next time on Coin Chronicles as we continue our quest to find coins worth more than just pocket change. You're digging through your pocket change and stumble upon a penny. But not just any penny, a 2006 mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Now, what if I told you this humble coin could be worth a jaw-dropping $2.2 million? Sounds like a plot twist straight out of a treasure hunt movie, right? Well, grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. First things first, let's get acquainted with our star, the 2006 Lincoln penny. Minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark. This penny features the iconic profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. It's a staple in our everyday transactions, often overlooked and undervalued. But as any seasoned collector will tell you, the devil is in the details. Now, you might be scratching your head, wondering how a common penny could skyrocket to such an astronomical value. The truth is it can't. As of now, there are no known 2006 D Lincoln pennies valued at $2.2 million. However, certain rare pennies like the 1943 D bronze cent have fetched prices in that ballpark. For instance, a unique 1943 D bronze cent sold for $1.7 million in 2010. Mistakes during the minting process can result in unique coins. The 1943 bronze cent is a prime example, as most pennies that year were struck in steel due to copper shortages during World War II. Coins produced in limited quantities are often more valuable. The 1909 SVB Lincoln cent, with only 484,000 minted, is considered a key date coin and highly sought after by collectors. Coins from notable years or with unique backstories tend to attract higher values. The 1909 SVDB cent, for instance, was the first Lincoln cent and faced controversy over the prominent display of the designer's initials. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was helping my grandmother clean out her attic when we stumbled upon an old jar filled with pennies. Among them was a 1955 double die penny, known for its distinctive doubling error on the obverse. My heart raced as I realized its potential value. While it wasn't in mint condition, it still fetched a handsome price at auction. That experience ignited my passion for coin collecting and taught me that treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. So, while your 2006 D Lincoln penny might not make you an overnight millionaire, the world of coin collecting is filled with fascinating stories and valuable discoveries. Keep your eyes peeled, check your change, and who knows? You might just find a hidden gem that if you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable pennies and want to uncover more tips on coins worth money, strategies, and personal anecdotes, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts, and let's continue this exciting journey together. Imagine rummaging through your pocket change and stumbling upon a penny worth millions. Sounds like a plot twist from a treasure hunt movie, right? Well, today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1989 mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a coin that has sparked countless debates, myths, and dreams of striking it rich. So, grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. Before we get carried away with tales of million-dollar pennies, let's set the stage. The 1980 Lincoln penny, often found without a mint mark, was primarily produced at the Philadelphia Mint. Back then, coins minted in Philly typically didn't bear a mint mark, making these pennies quite common. In fact, over 7.4 billion of these were struck in 1980 alone. But here's where things get interesting. Some folks have come across videos and articles claiming that these everyday pennies could be worth up to $2.3 million. That's right, turning a single cent into a life-changing fortune. So, is there any truth to these claims, or are they just modern-day tall tales? Let's dig in. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. The buzz about the 1980 no mint mark penny fetching millions likely stemmed from a mix of misinformation and a sprinkle of wishful thinking. While it's true that certain rare coins have sold for astronomical sums, the standard 1980 penny without a mint mark isn't among them. Most of these coins, even in uncirculated condition, are valued between 1 cent and $14. So, what transforms an ordinary penny into a collector's dream? Several factors come into play. Errors and varieties. Coins with minting errors, like double dies or off-center strikes, can be highly sought after. The coin's grade significantly impacts its value. A penny in mint state MS condition, especially MS65 or higher, can fetch a premium. Limited mintage or coins from specific years with low production numbers can drive up value. For instance, the 1982 small date penny from the Denver Mint, weighing about 3.1 grams, is considered valuable and can be worth up to $15,000. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was sorting through a jar of old coins inherited from my grandfather. Amidst the clinking copper, I spotted a 1980 penny without a mint mark. My heart raced as I recalled rumors of its potential value. Armed with hope and a magnifying glass, I inspected it for errors or unique features but found none. After consulting a local coin expert, I learned it was worth 1 cent. While it wasn't the jackpot I imagined, the experience ignited my passion for coin collecting and the stories each coin holds. The majority of 1980 no-mint mark pennies are common and hold minimal value beyond their face worth. However, exceptions exist. Pennies in pristine, uncirculated condition or those with unique errors can attract collectors' interest. For example, a 1980 penny in MS66 grade can be valued around $40. While the dream of finding a $2.3 million penny in your pocket change is enticing, it's essential to approach such claims with a discerning eye. The 1980 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is a fascinating piece of numismatic history, but its value typically aligns with its abundance, that if you're intrigued by coin collecting or curious about the stories behind everyday currency, consider exploring further. Who knows? You might just uncover a hidden gem in your spare change. Thank you for joining me on this coin adventure. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to uncover more tales of coins worth money, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest explorations. And remember, every coin has a story. What will yours tell? Always consult with a certified coin appraiser or numismatic expert when evaluating the value of your coins. Market values can fluctuate based on various factors. All right, folks, picture this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for spare change to buy a coffee, and BM, you pull out a penny worth $2.40 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, wake up because this dream is real. There's a rare 2020 D. Lincoln penny out there that's made some lucky collector a millionaire. And guess what? There could be more still hiding in everyday pocket change. Today, we're diving deep into this jackpot penny. What makes it valuable, how you can spot one, and most importantly, how you could cash in big. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll never look at a penny the same way again. Now, before we get into nitty-gritty, let me tell you a little story. A few years ago, I was at a gas station. The guy in front of me dropped a handful of pennies, and instead of picking them up, he just shrugged and walked away. I thought, hey, free money, so I scooped them up. Fast forward to that evening. I'm sorting through my finds, and I spot an unusual penny. It looked different. Micah told me to check it out, but did I? Nope. I tossed it into a jar and forgot about it. That a month later, I saw a news article about a rare penny that sold for over $1 million. My heart dropped. I rushed back to my jar, dumped every single penny on the table. And guess what? It was gone. I must have spent it. I could have been rich, but instead, I unknowingly paid for a pack of gum with a potential fortune. So, what makes this specific 2020 D. Lincoln penny so special? Well, it all comes down to a rare minting error. The U.S. Mint strikes billions of pennies every year, but sometimes, just sometimes, something goes wrong in the process. And when that happens, collectors go nuts. This means parts of Lincoln's face, the date, or the words on the coin might appear duplicated or blurry. If the image isn't perfectly centered, that's a big deal. Some off-center errors are worth thousands. Some 2020 D pennies were accidentally struck on a silver or nickel planchet instead of copper. If you got one, you're looking at serious cash. If anything on a coin looks faded, incomplete, or extra thick, gravel lit might be a rare strike. The current market value and where to sell now. Let's talk numbers. The most expensive 2020 D. Lincoln penny ever sold went for $2.4 million at auction. But even if yours isn't the jackpot penny, don't be discouraged. There are still valuable 2020 D pennies selling for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Auctions are competitive, and rare pennies can go for a fortune. A great place to meet collectors willing to pay top dollar. Some dealers specialize in error coins. Places like Heritage Auctions and Stacked Bowers are where serious collectors shop. There's a 2020 D. Lincoln penny out there worth $2.4 million, and maybe more. Look for errors, double dies, off-center strikes, wrong planchets, and missing details. Even if yours isn't a millionaire maker, you could still walk away with a hefty payday. Have you checked your pennies lately? If not, what are you waiting for? Go grab your change jar, check your pockets, and start hunting. Don't keep this treasure hunt to yourself. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got even more coin collecting tips, rare finds, and strategies to help you turn spare change into serious cash. All right, folks, grab your coin jars, check between your couch cushions, and maybe even raid your grandma's change stash because today we're talking about a humble little penny that could be worth $1 million. That's right, $1,000,000 for a 1997 D. Lincoln penny. Sound crazy, right? But I promise you, by the time we're done, you'll be running to check your pocket change. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, oh, great, another tall tale about rare coins, let me tell you, I've been in this game a long time, and I've seen regular people strike it big with the most unexpected coins. One time, I had a buddy who thought he had just another ordinary penny until he sold it for more than his car was worth. And trust me, his car wasn't that D.SO. What makes this penny so special? Why would someone pay $1 million for something that's literally worth 1 cent? Well, sit tight because we're diving deep into the world of rare coin values, minting errors, and why this specific 1997 D penny has collectors foaming at the mouth. First things first, let's talk about what we're looking for. The 1997 D penny was minted in Denver, as indicated by the little d mint mark below the date. Now, most 1997 D pennies? Completely normal. You probably have a dozen of them rolling around in your car's cup holder. But here's where things get juicy. So, why on earth would anyone pay $1 million for a penny? Well, this particular coin has a mind-blowing mint error. It's known as a double die obverse DDO, meaning the details on Lincoln's face and the lettering look double because of a striking mistake during production. Now, if you've never seen a double die before, imagine looking at a sign after having one too many drinks. Everything's a little blurry and doubled up. But in the world of coins, this isn't a bad thing. It's a jackpot. Some of these 1997 D pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong metal planchet, meaning they were printed on a coin blank that wasn't meant for pennies. Imagine a penny that's way too shiny or feels a little too heavy. That's a huge indicator that you've got something special. All right, so you're convinced you might have one of these bad boys. What next? Pay extra attention to Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters look stacked or fuzzy, you might have a winner. Check the weight. A normal penny weighs about 2.5 grams, but an error penny might be heavier or lighter. A cheap digital scale can be your best friend. If your penny looks too silvery or goldish, it might be struck on the wrong metal. Now, let's talk real money. These pennies have sold at auction for jaw-dropping prices. Some have gone for tens of thousands, but the rarest of the rare, one in pristine condition, has been valued at over $1,000,000. Imagine finding one of these in your pocket change. That's like winning the lottery without even buying a ticket. A guy in Texas once found an ultra-rare penny while checking out a gas station. He almost gave it back as change, but decided to keep it. A few months later, he sold it for a six-figure payday. Moral of the story? Always check your change. So, let's say you think you've got the one. What do? Seriously, I know you might want to make it shiny, but that can destroy its value. A grading service like PeaceGS or NGC can verify if you've got the real deal. Heritage auctions, eBay with proper authentication, or major coin dealers are your best bets. The 1997 D penny that could turn you into a millionaire overnight. Now, before you go digging through every penny you've ever touched, here's what I want you to do. I drop videos every week on coins worth serious money, collecting strategies, and insider tips that could put cash in your pocket. It helps more people discover these hidden treasures. If you've ever found a rare coin, I want to hear about it. Who knows? You might inspire the next lucky collector. All right, go check your coins, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, folks, let me ask you something. Have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, it's just a penny? Well, what if I told you that one tiny little penny from 2016 with a D mint mark is now worth a jaw-dropping $1.1 million? That's right, over $1 million for a coin most people wouldn't even bother picking up. Now, before you start frantically checking your couch cushions, let's talk about why this specific Lincoln penny is so valuable. And I promise, by the end of this video, you'll never look at pocket change the same way again. Because I've got a crazy story about the time I almost tossed a valuable coin in a vending machine. Yeah, I nearly lost thousands to a bag of stale pretzels. Let's get into IT.so. What makes this penny so special? Well, first, it was minted in Denver, hence the D mint mark under the year. But here's where things get interesting. A rare minting error turned this ordinary penny into a collector's dream. This specific 2016 D penny has a double die obverse, meaning Lincoln's face looks slightly duplicated, like he had a bit too much coffee that morning. Some of these also have an off-center strike or even a transitional metal error, meaning the coin was accidentally made with the wrong material. Collectors lose their minds over these mistakes. Why? Because the US Mint is supposed to be perfect. When they mess up, it creates rare, one-of-a-kind coins, and rarity means big money. Okay, so how does a single penny sell for over $1 million? Simple: demand and rarity. There's only one known example of this 2016 D penny with all the right errors. And when it went to auction, collectors battled over it like it was the last slice of pizza at a family reunion that a private collector, probably someone who owns way too many magnifying glasses, paid $1.1 million to own this little copper treasure. That's more than a Ferrari. For a penny, there might be more of these pennies out there. The US Mint doesn't keep track of individual mistakes, so it's possible someone has one sitting in a jar, completely unaware. So, if you have any 2016 pennies with a D mint mark, check for these signs. The coin has a weird off-center strike. It seems to be made of the wrong metal, heavier or lighter than normal. And if you think you found one, do not spend it on a vending machine snack like I almost did. Get it checked by a coin expert ASAP. Speaking of vending machines, let me tell you about the time I nearly lost a small fortune. A while back, I was digging through my change, looking for a snack. I had a handful of coins, and one looked a little off. But hunger won, and I was about to feed it into the machine when a buddy of mine, also a coin nerd, grabbed my arm and said, "Dude, stop." Turns out, that coin was a rare double-die penny from 1995 worth over $500. And I was about to trade it for a $1 bag of pretzels. Lesson learned: always check your change before you spend it. All right, folks, now that you know about this $1 million penny, what's the first thing you're going to do? That's right, dig through your change jar like a madman. And I don't blame you. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on another crazy coin discovery. Trust me, there are more coins out there worth serious money, and I'm here to help you find them. What's the most valuable coin you've ever found? Let's hear those stories. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts, especially if it's worth $1.1 million. Ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, hold on to your hats, because today we're diving deep into the world of the 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny, a coin that's been making waves in the numismatic community. And guess what? Some folks are buzzing about it reaching a staggering $1.2 million. Let's unravel this mystery together. First things first, let's get acquainted with our star, the 1971 Lincoln penny. If you flip it over, you'll notice the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse side. And on the front, Honest Abe himself, looking as stoic as ever. But what's this talk about no mint mark? Mint marks are tiny letters on coins indicating where they were produced. For example, a D signifies the Denver Mint, and an S points to San Francisco. If there's no letter, it means the coin was minted in Philadelphia. So, our 1971 penny without a mint mark hails from the city of brotherly love. Now, let's address the $1 million, or should I say $1.2 million, question. Is this penny really worth that much? In the world of coin collecting, certain pennies have fetched high prices due to unique characteristics or errors. For instance, the 1943 copper wheat penny, which was mistakenly struck in copper instead of steel during World War II, has fetched prices up to $500,000. Similarly, the 1909 SVB penny, with only 484,000 minted, is highly sought after by collectors. These coins are considered key dates, coins that are harder to find and are more valuable than others in the series. The 1909 SVB penny, for example, is a key date due to its low mintage and historical significance. But what about our 1971 no mint mark penny? While it's true that certain pennies without mint marks can be valuable, the 1971 Philadelphia penny isn't typically among them. millions were produced, making it quite common. However, if you have a 1971 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition or with a unique error, like a double die or off-center strike, it could be worth more to collectors. So, before you start planning that dream vacation funded by your penny jar, it's essential to have your coins appraised by a reputable coin dealer or grading service. They can assess factors like condition, rarity, and demand to give you an accurate valuation. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I stumbled upon a jar of old coins in my grandma's attic. Among them was a 1955 double die penny, a coin famous for its noticeable doubling of the date and lettering. My heart raced, thinking I'd hit the jackpot. After getting it appraised, it turned out to be worth a few $1,000s. Not quite early retirement money, but enough to make me appreciate the value hiding in plain sight. The moral of the story? Always check your change. You never know when a rare coin might pop up. And if you're serious about coin collecting, educate yourself. Join local coin clubs, attend shows, and immerse yourself in the hobby. The more you know, the better your chances of spotting that diamond, or in this case, penny, in the rough. Thanks for joining me on this numismatic adventure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable pennies and want to uncover more hidden treasures, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Share your coin discoveries in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Until next time, keep those eyes sharp and those pennies shiny. You're sifting through an old jar of pennies, and suddenly, you stumble upon one that's worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. Sounds like a plot twist in a movie, right? Well, grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this thrilling journey into the world of rare coins, focusing on the elusive 1952 wheat penny. Now, before you start tearing apart your couch cushions in search of hidden fortune, let's get one thing straight. Not every old penny is worth a fortune, but some are, and the stories behind them are as fascinating as finding out your grandma was a secret rock star. Today, we're diving deep into the 1952 wheat penny, a coin that has collectors buzzing and treasure seekers dreaming. First, let's set the stage. The Lincoln wheat penny, affectionately known as the Wheatie, was minted from 1909 to 1958. It features Honest Abe on the front and two stalks of wheat on the back, symbolizing prosperity and, let's be honest, making us all a bit hungry for carbs. The mint mark indicates that the coin was produced at the San Francisco Mint. In 1952, millions of these pennies were minted, so finding one isn't exactly like spotting Bigfoot. However, certain factors can skyrocket a coin's value faster than my excitement and all-you-can-eat pizza buffet. Just like in real estate, where it's all about location, 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 in coin collecting, it's condition, condition, condition. A 1952 penny in average circulated condition might fetch you 5 to 10 cents, enough to make a kid's day in 1952. But if you find one in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're looking at $5 to $10. Not exactly early retirement money, but hey, it's a start. Now let's address the elephant in the room, or rather, the penny in the jar. Could a 1952 wheat penny really be worth $1.3 million? In the world of coin collecting, certain errors and rare features can make a coin extremely valuable. For example, the 1943 bronze cent, a penny mistakenly struck on a bronze planchet during World War II, sold for $840,000. Similarly, the 1909 SVB penny, with only 484,000 minted, is highly sought after by collectors. However, there is no widely recognized record of a 1952 wheat penny fetching $1.3 million. It's essential to approach such claims with caution and consult reputable sources or professional appraisers when evaluating a coin's value. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I inherited a coin collection from my eccentric Uncle Joe. Among the coins was a 1952 wheat penny. My heart raced faster than a kid on a sugar high. Could this be my golden ticket? I rushed to a local coin appraiser, dreams of yachts and private islands swirling in my head. After a thorough inspection, the appraiser smiled and said, "Well, it's worth about 7 cents. Turns out, Uncle Joe's real treasure was his collection of vintage sock puppets. So, what's the moral of the story? While the 1952 wheat penny is a charming piece of history, it's unlikely to make you a millionaire. However, the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the stories behind each coin are priceless. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coin collecting and want to uncover more hidden treasures in your pocket change, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of enthusiasts, and who knows, maybe next time, we'll uncover a coin that is worth $1,000,000. Keep searching, stay curious, and may your finds be ever in your favor. All right, folks, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your pennies? I mean, really examined them? Because if you got a 1988 Lincoln penny in your pocket right now, you might just be sitting on $1.40 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1.4 million for a penny. Now, before you go flipping over your couch cushions, let me tell you, finding this coin is like hitting the jackpot at a vending machine. But it's possible. And today, I'm going to tell you exactly what makes this 1988 no mint Mark Lincoln penny so special, why collectors are losing their minds over it, and how you can spot one before you accidentally spend it on a gas station coffee. And stick with me till the end because I've got a wild personal story about how I once almost spent a rare coin at a drive-thru. Spoiler alert, it still haunts me. Okay, let's break this down. Most pennies have a little letter underneath the date that tells you where they were made. D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and if there's no letter at all, it usually means it was minted in Philadelphia. But in 1988, something went terribly right that a tiny batch of these pennies was struck using a 1989 die by mistake. And because of that little slip-up, these coins have a distinct feature that no other 1988 penny should have, what we call a transition error. The easiest way to tell? The FG initials, for Frank Gasparo, the guy who designed the reverse, are different. The normal 1988 penny has one style of the FG initials, but the rare one has the 1989 style. And guess what? That microscopic difference is why this penny is worth millions. All right, now for the part that's going to make you dig through your change jar. A verified example of this rare 1988 penny with the transition error recently sold at auction for a mind-blowing $1.4 million. Why so much? Simple. It's an extreme rarity. It's a huge discovery in the numismatic world, and rich collectors love to flex. Now, not every 1988 penny is going to be worth millions, but even if yours isn't the jackpot version, some of these error coins are still selling for thousands of dollars. Not bad for a coin most people don't even think twice about. If you have a 1988 penny, don't spend it yet. If there's no mint mark, you might have a winner. Zoom in on the FG initials next to the Lincoln Memorial. If they match the 1989 style, jackpot. And remember, if you think you found one, get checked by a professional grading service before you start planning your new yacht purchase. The time I almost spent a rare coin now, let me tell you about the time I almost made the biggest mistake of my life that a few years ago I was at a fast food drive-thru, just minding my business, ordering my usual double cheeseburger, extra pickles because obviously. And when I got to the window, I pulled some change out of my pocket to cover the bill. As I was handing over the coins, something fell off. You ever just get a weird feeling in your gut? Like when your grandma calls you by your full name. Something bad is about to happen. I paused. Looked down, and right there in my hand was a rare 1943 steel penny. Now, this wasn't a $1 million coin, but it was worth way more than a $5 burger. I yanked it back so fast, I think I startled the cashier. Ended up paying with my debit card instead. Always check your change before you spend it. You never know when you're about to hand over a small fortune for a bag of fries. All right, my fellow treasure hunters, now you know the truth about the 1988 no mint Mark Lincoln penny, how to spot it, why it's worth a ridiculous amount of money, and why you should never blindly spend your change. Go check your pennies right now. Seriously, pause this video, grab your old coin jar, and start looking. You could be sitting on $1 million mistake. And hey, if you love learning about coins worth serious money and want more tips on spotting valuable pocket change, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and remember, your next grocery store quarter might just be worth a new car. Imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, and suddenly, you find a penny worth $1.5 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, hold on to that thought as we dive into the world of the 2006 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Spoiler alert, it might not fund your retirement, but it's got a story worth every cent. Let's set the stage. In 2006, the Denver Mint struck over 3.9 billion. Yes, billion with a Lincoln Memorial sense. With numbers like that, these pennies are about as common as cat videos on the internet. But does that mean they're all just worth a penny? Not quite. Now, before you start emptying your piggy banks, let's talk value. In general, a circulated 2006 D penny is worth, drumroll, please, 1 cent. But, and it's a big, but if you've got one in pristine, uncirculated condition, you might be looking at a value of about 36 cents. Not exactly a down payment on a yacht, but hey, it's 35 cents more than you started with. Cut to image of a penny with a visible error. Host. Here's where things get interesting. Some 2006 D pennies have what's called a double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice, causing some design elements to appear doubled. In 2023, one such penny fetched over $1,000 at auction. CoinValueChecker.com. So, if you find one of these, you might just have a mini windfall on your hands. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was at a garage sale and spotted a jar full of old coins. Among them was a shiny 2006 D penny. My heart raced. Could it be one of those rare error coins? I rushed home, examined it under my magnifying glass, and it was just a regular penny. But that thrill of the hunt? Priceless. And it led me deeper into the fascinating world of coin collecting. Speaking of rare finds, let's take a quick detour. Some pennies out there are worth more than their weight in gold. For instance, the 1943 D. Lincoln Bronze Wheat penny sold for a whopping $2.3 million. So what's the takeaway here? While your 2006 D penny probably won't make you a millionaire, it's a reminder of the stories hidden in our everyday change. Each coin has a history, a journey, and sometimes a surprise value. Keep your eyes peeled because you never know when you'll find that rare gem. Thanks for joining me on this coin adventure. If you enjoyed this deep dive into pocket change treasures, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Together, we'll uncover more stories and strategies about coins worth money. All right, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your pocket change? I mean, really looked, not just to see if you had enough for coffee, but to see if you were accidentally carrying $1 million payday in your pocket. Because let me tell you, there's a 1995 Lincoln penny out there, missing a mint mark, and it's worth $1.6 million. That's right, a single cent that could buy you a mansion, a sports car, or a lifetime supply of coffee, which, honestly, I might need. Stick with me, because today we're diving into what makes this penny so valuable, how you can tell if you have one, and what to do if you hit the jackpot. And trust me, you don't want to miss this because one of you watching might be sitting on a small fortune right now. What exactly is this legendary penny, and why is it worth so much? In 1995, the U.S. Mint cranked out millions of pennies, most of them with the usual D for Denver or S for San Francisco mint marks. But some of them, they came out with no mint mark at all. Now, missing mint marks aren't always a big deal, but in this case, it was a major error. And in the world of coin collecting, errors mean big money. This particular penny is special because it wasn't just a fluke. There were only a handful of them struck before the mistake was caught. And those few that made it into circulation, well, they became the stuff of coin collecting legend. How to tell if you have the $1.6 million penny now? Before you start digging through your couch cushions, let's go over what you should be looking for. Flip the penny over and look just below the date. If there's no little D or S under the 1995, you might be onto something. This is a fancy way of saying that the lettering, especially Liberty and In God We Trust, looks like it's been stamped twice. Think of it like a blurry Instagram filter, but on a penny. If it's worn down and scratched up, it might still be worth something, but the really valuable ones are in top-notch condition. Congratulations! You just might have a coin that could change your life. All right, let's talk numbers. Because I know that's what you're really here for, that a pristine, high-grade 1995 no mint mark Lincoln penny recently sold at auction for $1.6 million. And even lower grade ones can still bring in thousands. Now, before you go quitting your job and planning your dream vacation, keep in mind that condition is everything. A coin graded MS 70, mint state, perfect condition, is what pulls in the big bucks. But even if yours is a little worn, a rare error like this can still be worth serious cash. Now, let me tell you a quick story, because I know how it feels to be this close to finding a fortune that a few years back, I was sorting through a giant jar of pennies. One of those rainy day coin jars we all have. I was checking every date, looking for rare errors, and suddenly, boom, I found a 1995 penny with no mint mark. I swear, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest. I was already mentally planning how I'd spend my new fortune. Then I took a closer look and realized it was just a normal 1995 penny with some dirt covering the mint mark. I've been duped by pocket lint that always double check your finds. But hey, that just means the real jackpot penny is still out there, waiting to be found. And it could be you who finds it. The 1995 no mint Mark Lincoln penny is a rare error coin that could be worth $1.60 million. If you find one, check for missing mint marks and doubling on the lettering. Even if yours isn't in perfect shape, it could still be always check your spare change. You never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. Now, before you rush off to dig through your coin jar, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more tips on spotting rare coins, coin collecting strategies, and how to turn pocket change into serious cash. And hey, drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or if, like me, you've been fooled by some very convincing dirt. We dive deep into the fascinating world of numismatics. Today, we've got an incredible story that might just make you check your pocket change a little more closely. Imagine finding a penny worth $1.7 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, grab your magnifying glasses and let's uncover the tale of the 1993 D. Lincoln penny that's making headlines. A penny worth millions? Did I hear that right? Yes, you did. While it might sound like something out of a Hollywood script, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises. Today, we're going to explore how a humble 1993 D. Lincoln cent could potentially be worth a fortune. But first, let's set the stage with a little background. The Lincoln cent, introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday, has been a staple in American currency. Over the years, there have been several notable variations and errors that have caught collectors' eyes. For instance, the 1909 SVB penny is a famous key date coin due to its low mintage of only 484,000 coins. Fast forward to 1993. The Denver Mint produced billions of pennies that year, making the 1993 D. Lincoln cent quite common. However, in the world of coin collecting, it's the anomalies that spark excitement. Recently, rumors have circulated about a 1993 D penny fetching a staggering $1.7 million at auction. So, what's the story behind this? In the coin world, errors can significantly increase a coin's value. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die, where the coin's design appears doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. A notable example is the 1969 S double die penny, which has fetch prices nearing $40,000. The 1993 D penny in question reportedly exhibits a rare and dramatic double die error, making it a unique find. Such significant errors are incredibly rare, and when authenticated, they can command astronomical prices at auction. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I decided to sift through a jar of pennies my grandmother had been collecting for decades. Amidst the sea of copper, I found a 1955 penny with a noticeable doubling on the date. My heart raced. Could it be the famous 1955 double die? I rushed to a local coin dealer, and while it wasn't the rare version, the thrill of the hunt was exhilarating. It just goes to show treasures can be hiding in plain sight. Keep an eye out for doubling in the text or date, off-center strikes, or other anomalies. Coins from certain mints or years with low production numbers can be more valuable. For example, the 1909 SVB penny is highly sought after due to its limited mintage. Coins in pristine condition, known as mint state, are more valuable than those showing wear and tear. The tale of the 1993 D Penny reminds us that even the most ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, the world of numismatics offers endless opportunities for discovery. So, next time you have some spare change, take a moment to look through it. Who knows? You might just find a hidden gem worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of valuable pennies, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Join us as we continue to uncover more stories of coins worth money and share strategies to enhance your collection.